He's been singing about Tennessee whiskey for years. Let's see if Chris Stapleton can actually blend and produce good whiskey.
Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to review the long-awaited, highly anticipated Traveler whiskey.
Yeah, I have so many questions. Like, I feel like this is like group therapy session because I have so much stuff I got to like ask about this bottle here. I'm pretty sure I know the basic answer, but we'll get into all that here in a second. So, if you've been living under a rock, then you might have not heard about this whiskey, but this is a new collab between Buffalo Trace and Chris Stapleton. It is a blended whiskey. It is Traveler's... What? What?
No. You'll see.
Why'd you pour me so much? I definitely don't need that much. Anyways. Chris Stapleton's been working a lot with Buffalo Trace over the years, doing different charity picks, mostly with the E.H. Taylor line. I think actually, now I think about it, only E.H. Taylor same barrels. They've raised a metric ton of money.
Yeah.
So they've actually done some really cool stuff there. There's also, so they do the collab. I do understand it, like from like a sense of like money.
Yes.
Because this is, to me, we don't know the mash bill, we don't know the age. I'm assuming it's fairly young.
I would assume so.
It's 90 proof. It's right at $40. I don't know why they didn't make it cheaper than just standard Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is like what around here? $27?
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't make that cheaper than that.
You don't have to because...
I mean, that's true.
Because Chris's name is on it.
But that's only going to be that first wave.
Sure.
Because I think what the goal is with the Traveler's whiskey, I think they're going to make a metric crap ton of this. And if they're going to make a metric crap ton of this, then I think what their goal is with this is to basically have this as a mixer.
Potentially. Or it's a gateway whiskey for people.
Yeah, but I could be wrong, but I feel like with Buffalo Trace, that gateway is either Benchmark or just Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
I think what Buffalo Trace is honestly missing in their portfolio, like if you're looking at stuff, they don't have that bar Weller in the sense of like something cheap, like an Old Forester 86, an Evan Williams, something like that.
That is true.
That they can massively produce. And if the rumors are correct with this, like the rumors are that this is Barton and then like Canadian whiskey. Yeah, that's mixed. I mean,
what the breakdown of that is,
nobody knows. And
I mean, obviously Buffalo Trace knows because they blended and bottled it proudly.
Sazerac owns so much, and they own it everywhere. So there ain't no telling what it is. But I think ultimately that was their goal. I think at the end of the day, that's what they wanted. I don't know if that's what they accomplished because I haven't even tried it yet. So
there's going to be, just right off the nose, there's nothing offensive about it on the nose. Like it's just.
Yeah. See, to me, a note I seem to get with a lot of Canadian whiskey is like a bread note and like a rye bread note, like kind of like mixed in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I don't know if that's just subconsciously like in my mind because, whenever I try to do my best to look online and read and see, and reading's hard, I get it. But like trying to figure out like where this stuff came from. And everybody seems pretty convinced that there's Canadian whiskey in it.
The people I have talked to seem to think that Canadian whiskey is the majority whiskey. That's what the people I've talked to are like, they think it's mostly Canadian. They threw some Barton in there to maybe
round it out.
Yes, round out the Canadian whiskey in it and see what it does. Let it age for a little bit and see what it does, which is fine. Like,
there's also like a little bit of a artificial vanilla like sweetener in there,
like a vanilla extract. That kind of thing. Like, I get that. Almost smells like a vanilla, air freshener, which doesn't sound appealing. But vanilla air fresheners I actually kind of like the smell of.
I mean, there's just not a ton to it. It's herbal.
It is herbal.
It is,
I get that.
but it's not like a rye kind of way.
No.
That bread note to me is still there. There's just not a lot going on. There's nothing to that finish.
No. Really short, really, like, just... I want to pick something out there that's...
There's some vanilla in there.
Yeah. I was going to say there's a little bit
There's
of
a
vanilla
little
in there.
bit of like a fresh oak note in there.
Yeah.
It's very drying. It's a little chalky too on the texture of it.
I don't know.
This is definitely
Like, if I'm being honest, like, even as a mixer, I don't know what that necessarily... I mean, put some Coke in it, it's probably fine. I mean, you're going to hide anything
sure
in it or whatever. It's not terrible. Like I've heard...
Now, there's really honestly nothing offensive
Yeah.
about it whatsoever. At the same time, though, there's nothing like...
I've heard lots of people say it's terrible, and I wouldn't call it terrible.
Well, but this goes back to what we were kind of talking about earlier. We're not the market for it.
No. We're definitely...
Like we're really honestly, like, unless you're just wanting something to mix, like on a hot day or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I think you're looking at... young bourbon drinkers will not mind this at all either, because it's, like I said, it's it's unoffensive, and you can really start to train your palate on accepting bourbon. Yeah, I think that's I think that's the hardest thing with bourbon is when you first get into it. The hardest thing to do is find what you like, because everything burns when you first do it.
Yeah, they're honestly too. That kind of makes me think. Kind of surprising they didn't make this like somewhere in the 80s. And
Yeah. I thought they might do an 80 proof or two, but
85, 84, 86, something like that.
But again, it doesn't drink like 90 proof.
That's true.
So, and it's sweet enough, and it has like a little bit of, I don't know, just a little bit of flutter of like chalkiness. I think that's what you said. That chalkiness to it, and just enough to kind of be more than Basil Hayden on the palate.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying on that.
So,
and I would agree with it. I just think, honestly, at the end of the day, the goal for this is to be massively produced.
Yeah.
And to be something you have at a bar that gets mixed a lot, whatever. And at the end of the day, stores and bars are going to want to carry something like that, because that helps you get Buffalo Trace allocation.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, too, this is $40. If you buy it, you're not going to be crazy upset that you bought it. Like, it's just one of those things. Plus, truthfully, if you have this on your bar, Chris Stapleton gives his stamp of approval of it.
That is true.
And you know, country music is country music, and Chris Stapleton is one of the biggest stars.
He's fantastic. I love Chris Stapleton.
And so with that, like, you know, you're going to say, okay, I got this Traveler. This is Chris Stapleton. You want to try it? And people will be like, oh, yeah, I'll try it. It'll be good. So
sure.
All in all, this will probably be the only bottle I ever buy of it. But it'll last me a long time because
you're never going to drink it again.
Right. I will let other people drink it, though, for sure.
That is true.
Or
if you need something to mix with Coke, or somebody needs a cocktail or something.
Yeah, for sure. So I wouldn't say this is not a buy. It's not a rebuy for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't rebuy it, because honestly, I think you get a better... I think Maker, like just standard Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
I think a standard 04 Straight 86, Evan Williams. I think Buffalo Trace, like, I mean... You can literally just get stuff better and cheaper. O'Barton, you know, you can just kind of keep going. Yes. I think if this is like $20 to $27, I think that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would pass on.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, hit the like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let us know if you've had it, if you've tried it. It's in every bar around Louisville. At this point.
Pretty much everybody's getting it
so
now.
you can get a drink, you can get a pour of it at any place. So just tell us if you've had it, and tell us what you think about it. Be interested. We definitely would be really interested to know how you feel about this, especially just everybody in their different bourbon journeys. Some of you guys who are seasoned vets who drink higher proof, more allocated stuff, and some of you who are just on your journey, I'd just kind of really be interested to see how you feel about this. So, till the next time.
I gotta go. My kids are losing upstairs. We'll see you next time.